Hi, Jason at Golf Principles here. Now we're going to give you a sneak preview of what 2014 is going to look like. So we're going to use today's Cobra Day, if you like. We're going to use BioCell Plus and BioCell. Now this is going to go against AmpCell and AmpCell Pro. You can see the difference in terms of the colour schemes, is that the BioCell Plus has got the two-tone. 5 colours, you can see on the floor here, we'll show you some screenshots in a minute. Black, red, orange, blue and the new silver. Looks nice and discreet. The big technology change is Vinolium. Vinolium is lighter than titanium, so where other companies use composite as such, these guys are still using metal in the top of the club, the crown. That's moving the weight down and back and giving you more high launch, low spin type of gig, right? So that seems to be the common theme across all the products for 2014. It's about keeping the spin down. So the difference also is now my fly technology has got 8 notches. So those of you who've got an old driver, we'll have to put a new nozzle on it for you if you want to get into the BioCell. The idea behind it, again, you've got the smart pad, you've got almost that chamber, speed chamber if you want to call it something, for compression. These spin probably about 300 RPM less per model than AmpCell Pro and AmpCell as such. So you'll see on the numbers on the screenshot we do in a minute how that revolves around. Shaft wise in the Plus, 6Q matrix in the white spray job to pick up on the accent, and a Lamkin black and white standard cross line, nothing fancy. Now what's quite cool is that the BioCell is now solid colours and BioCell Plus has got the two-tone. 460 head, 440 head. So those of you who want a slightly, how can I put it, bigger head without looking too big, if that makes any sense, that actually looks really cool in terms of how it looks behind the ball. So where last year I was AmpCell Pro, I think this year I might actually be in the standard BioCell. But again, we're going to test that out in a minute. Project X shaft as a standard gig, 62 grams in the BioCell. As you can see up close, the loft window stays the same, which is quite a nice idea, but you'll notice that the actual hosel itself is slightly more discreet, not as obvious, a bit less, so say, in your eye line. So E9 face technology, we all know about that. Face points, 9 spots, goes quicker. These are fast off the face, so it's all about high speed, low spin. So what we're going to do, we're going to get Mark, my assistant who works for me. Mark uses an AmpCell driver, so we're going to use him as test case dummy. We're going to hit his driver, and we're going to hit these 2 drivers, and we'll do screenshots of all 3 of them so you can see the difference in what it's trying to do for the consumer. 2014 is all about getting the right driver for you dialed in, and they're all going to be slightly different, so you've got to get a look at what's working for you. So, like I say, these are really good. So we're going to do some Mark swings in a minute, and you'll see what we're going to do with swing shots, and away we go. Okay, these are Mark's numbers. Now you can see the club head speeds are pretty consistent. 95 odd miles an hour, kind of average, not quick, but not slow. So you can see where this is going to relate to a lot of golfers. Attack angle, pretty neutral. Sometimes when Mark's a bit dodgy, hits down on it, but that's fine. What you're going to look at here though, just going to drag across to the spin, and you'll see the difference. Smash factors are pretty decent, but look at the spin rates on that BioCell Plus driver and the other driver. They're pretty similar actually. Now when I did the test, I'm a little bit quicker than Mark, only by a couple of miles an hour, and I spun it a lot less with the BioCell Plus. But what you will see is the launch is much lower. These are 9.5 draw, there are no trick shots here, they're both at the same setting. And look at the launch between the Cell and the Cell Plus, 2.5, 3 degrees in some of them, 2.5 degrees difference. That's what you're going to get. With the BioCell Plus, it's going to come out low launch, low spin, high speed. So again, the shaft was a bit heavy for Mark. Mark's a little bit lighter than normal, so that kind of hurt him a little bit. But the difference is dramatic. So for those of you who hit it high in the air, the BioCell for you is perfect. If you want a little bit more launch out of it, then go with the normal one. And his drive at the bottom, the AmpCell, is dialed in as such. Okay, there's one skewy one that just destroyed the numbers, but they're actually not too bad. But the actual BioCell Plus for Mark would be worth upgrading. So here's a good example. Someone's got a good driver, likes it, plays well with it, but actually in 2014 we're going to put a new head on it for him, and he's going to be playing BioCell, and that's going to make a big difference for him and how he performs in terms of speed and you can see accuracy. You can see on this screen here the carry distance and the total distance on the actual screenshot. Okay, a couple of misses, but the actual BioCell Plus, bang in the middle. Now we've only literally hit what, I don't know, 8 shots with that, but you can see how accurate that driver is, how stable it is. But for Mark, the Plus wasn't so clever. Everyone's different. So on the back of that, you can start to sort of make an informed buying decision of what driver next year should you be, BioCell Plus or BioCell Standard. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll do some more on the fairways in a minute.